We have an update on the active shooter situation at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. Providence police say multiple people have been shot in the area of the university. They're advising residents to shelter in place or avoid the area until further notice. This is an active investigation. Brown University also says there are reports of shots fired near Governor Street, a few blocks from where the initial shooting was reported. Obviously, we don't have much information.
Okay guys, welcome to the video. This is Justin Paul. So there was just a shooting at Brown University. At the time of this news clip, it was a active shooter situation. They have since brought the shooter into custody, or the suspected shooter into custody. From reports, they're saying that 2 students were killed. So my condolences to the family of the 2 students that were killed. They were saying 9 injured, and apparently this happened in one of the newer buildings on campus. And just horrible. Like I say in previous videos, this is becoming like more and more common now that people are coming onto campuses or going to schools and doing these type of incidents and doing these type of activities, which is just egregious because these are kids who are definitely not going to be armed. And a lot of times these campuses are so big that even when these campuses have, full security staff, they're not able to be everywhere at once. They're saying that this suspect may have been familiar with the campus, but I'm just going to play a couple videos here and get a few perspectives from different news outlets.
All right, so we showed you this pretty powerful, really scary video just a few minutes ago, and these are these are students, Brown University students, who are in that library right there. And we have Talia Levine. Are you with us live, Talia?
Yeah, I'm here live.
Oh, Talia. So I'm sorry to see you in this moment. I'm sorry to see you. We're both sorry to see you here for this. But Talia was an intern here at Channel 5. And you were in that room of that video that we just saw. Take us there. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so we were in the library as we got text from our friends saying that gunshots had been heard. One of my roommates was in the library or was in Barrison Holly as the shots were heard. She ran out, and we immediately went up to I was on the 11th floor, and we began to shelter in place on that floor where we were for about 4 hours, hiding in groups and in the bathroom until the police broke down the door and we were cleared to go down to the basement for another 2 hours. Now we're in the reunification zone, but we have been unable to leave, and it seems like that will remain the case for the near future.
Okay, that's just a perspective of a student that was actually there on campus. Said she was in the library at the time. And let's see here, what else do we have?
I do want to bring in now News Nation Law and Justice contributor, former FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindoffer. We are still awaiting, Jennifer, a brand new information. We're awaiting this press conference set to begin any moment now. I appreciate you taking the time as always. So many details we've yet to learn due to this being very much an active and open investigation. What is going on behind the scenes right now to help find the suspect?
Well, I tell you right now, the fact, just the location that this happened at this engineering physics facility in the lab tells me a lot. It tells me somebody that's familiar with this campus, familiar with this particular engineering building, either a faculty, former faculty, student, former student. That is likely who this person is going to be, somebody who is intimately familiar. You also mentioned the possibility that a handgun was used as opposed to a semi-automatic rifle, which is often used in these. That is also very interesting. Typically, somebody can sneak into a facility like this with a handgun easier, and somebody who is probably less familiar with guns is going to utilize a handgun. So 2 clues there. law enforcement is going to be looking at motive. Motive will lead them to their suspect.
Yeah. Are you surprised by the paucity of information that we have right now? Are you surprised the details are so thin? A male in dark clothing seen leaving the building, that this is an area, it's a brand new building. We know from a professor that we were speaking with at the top of the hour live. There is likely surveillance imagery. Why so little information at this time?
Well, 4 o'clock on a Saturday. Yes, this is finals time, but just the few amount of people that would be on a campus at that time. This isn't 9 o'clock in the morning during classes, right? This is a very specific time that this shooter chose. And so that's why I think you have less information. Also, the fact that law enforcement is going to be drilling down on all of those videos, and that also is going to be critical. I would expect us to see some images soon.
Yeah, and just what you know about.
Okay, so that's just a perspective of someone who's former Department of Justice, and
So,
here's the images where they're
Ed, I don't
saying
know if
that
you can see this, but I
this was the
will, let's just keep
suspect
playing
right
that
here
over and over again.
that
That's
they're
the
saying
video
is the
that police
suspect.
released of who they believe to be a suspect. That's all we can tell you.
That's all we have. That's all that we have directly from police and the mayor of Providence, that they believe this is the individual responsible for killing 2 people, injuring 9. And this, according to them, is the suspect leaving the building where the shooting happened, the Bears and Holly building, and exiting on the Hope side and then turning right. And that is all we have right now. And the hope for them is that by releasing that, someone.
So at the time, that was what the police had released to the public, hoping that someone could identify who this individual was, and shortly after, they had a suspect in custody.
Here with me now is the mayor of Providence, Brett Smiley. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Mayor. Our hearts go out to you and to the entire community for the absolute trauma that you and everybody is dealing with right now. Let me just start with the latest. And you just heard Brian Todd, our reporter who is up there in Providence, talk about the fact that we now believe that we have video of the arrest, because it just so happened that CNN was there when the person of interest was arrested and is in custody. What else can you tell us about that person?
We are in the middle of this investigation, and there is no more that we can report at this time. It's really important that we share information when we have it, but also that we recognize that there's still a lot of work to do and details might change, and so we don't want to have to later correct or retract anything that may have turned out to be inconclusive or inaccurate. And so right now, all we can say is that a person of interest with regard to the event yesterday at Brown is in custody. And we do believe, as I mentioned in my press conference just a few minutes ago, that the broader Providence community should breathe a small sigh of relief this morning. That's why we felt comfortable lifting the stay-at-home order, the shelter-in-place order, but we cannot confirm any additional details about that individual at this time.
Understood. Can you give any more details about a possible motive?
We can't give any details about the motive because we are still working with the individual who's in custody. But as officials from Brown have mentioned, the building where this occurred had 2 final exams underway. The president of Brown confirmed just a few hours ago that the shooting occurred in a classroom where a prep session was happening for an economics class who had a final exam forthcoming. For those who don't know, Brown is, there's not a wall around Brown, there's not gates. It is integrated into our neighborhood, and it's part of what we love about our campus neighbors. My neighbors, I live right on the edge of campus. My neighbors walk their dog through campus. It's very much open to the community, which is part of its strength. And so it's a really scary and shocking and sad event, not just for Brown, but for all of Providence.
Yeah, so as the mayor of Providence, Rhode Island was just saying, it's an open campus. It's integrated right within the community. There's no walls up around this campus. So, you know, not saying that any of that needs to change or they need more security or anything like that. This just seems like an individual who was maybe familiar with the campus, may have been a former student or former faculty. You know, we'll have to figure out all of that once more details are released. But yeah, two students killed, 9 injured at Brown University. And again, you know, these are kids who were studying and preparing for final exams. So this is the last thing that was definitely on their minds. And it's just another one of those things where people kind of take advantage of certain situations and stuff like that. So, you know, we'll get more information and definitely look to come on and react to it. And yeah, it's just horrible, really horrible. Again, my condolences to the families of the 2 students that lost their lives, and hopefully the other 9 students are able to make a full recovery. If you like the content of my channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Justin Paul. Peace.